In today's video, I'm going to be making this olive pesto chicken and penne pasta recipe. Let's get started. But first, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified when I create a new video. Like and share this video, it really helps out the channel. Now let's get into the recipe. I'm going to start first with the pesto olive, the olive pesto here, and I've got three types of olives in here. I've got Kalamata olives, green Castelvetrano olives, and if you can't find those, you can always use the Spanish olives, and a can of black olives, the medium size, all pitted olives. So let's get the garlic. I'm going to probably get, I don't know, maybe half a tablespoon of garlic in there, because it is raw garlic. It's going to be very strong. Some basil, maybe, I don't know, maybe a quarter cup or so, less than that, a couple of tablespoons. If you're using dry ingredients, use half as much because it is pretty potent. Usually in a pesto, you want to use pine nuts. I've got pistachios in here. These are came a little bit on the spicy end. These were seasoned. So I took the shells off and just using the pistachio nut, maybe a dozen or so. Don't want to use all that many, just enough to give it that nutty flavor. Then I grated up some Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. I'm going to get a couple of spoonfuls of this in there. And I'll leave all the ingredients list down in the description section of the video so you can get the list there. And add a little bit of salt, a couple of pinches, not too much because we're going to have plenty in the cheese too. A little black pepper. Again, not too much. It's going to be plenty spicy with those spicy pistachios. And of course, some good olive oil. I'm going to probably use maybe about a quarter cup or so. I'm going to kind of eyeball it here. All right, got the top on, and I'm using the Ninja Duo blender here. You can use a food processor if you want, or just a regular blender is fine too. All right, get that nice and tight. Close that up. And you want to get it to a consistency of a paste. So I'm going to stop pulsing a little bit and see where we get. Okay, and that's it. That was about 10 seconds, 15 seconds or so. Okay, let's give it a little tap, get everything down to the bottom here. And we want to give it a taste here, so I want to make sure we're flavored enough. Okay, so just give it a little. That's delicious. That's good. That's going to go really good with the chicken and the pasta. All right, so we're going to get that aside, let that sit for a bit, and we'll get to the chicken. For the chicken, I'm going to be using 2 large chicken breasts, and these are good size there. There's boneless and skinless. They've already been cleaned and patted dry with paper towels, but they are kind of thick, so I'm going to butterfly them. Basically just slice them in half, just so they'll cook a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. So I'm just going to get into the side here, and you want to use a sharp knife. Put your hand flat on top and just kind of get in there, and just enough, just like that. Do the second one. Okay, and then just open it up here, just like that. So now that we have the chicken all butterflied and split, we're going to season it. We're going to go light on the seasoning because we're going to use some of the pesto to flavor it later. So a little, going to get salt. Okay, flip it over. So make sure you wash your hands when you touch the chicken, or you can use tongs, but fine. These are the best tools in the world. All right, so I'm going to get some black pepper on here. Make sure you season both sides because we're gonna sear it and cook it in a skillet on the stovetop. You can do it in the oven too if you like, but we're doing it quick and easy today. So let's get over to the stovetop and get that in the hot skillet. Over medium to high heat on the stovetop, got the skillet heating up. You want to make sure it's pretty hot. We're going to add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. And we're going to take our seasoned chicken breast, and you want to get that sizzling, and we're going to cook that up until it's fully cooked, about 165 degrees. See, that one there came right up, so this one here is ready to turn. Like that. Get a nice color on it. Nice color on that. Okay, we're going to let this cook for another, 3 or 4 minutes or so until it's fully cooked. So in order to get the chicken going and keep the moisture, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of chicken stock and then get the top on, and that top is going to help steam it and lock in some of the flavors and also flavor it with some of that chicken stock too, which we're going to use for the sauce with the pesto and the penne pasta. Okay, so the chicken is now done. I'm going to pull out the chicken and start making the pesto sauce here to coat the pasta with. Into this remaining sauce here, I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of butter, some green onions, a little bit more garlic. Okay, we're just going to get that all working so we can get the flavors started. Scrape up all the little bits here at the bottom. Okay, it's already starting to thicken up. As soon as you smell that garlic, you know you're ready for the next step. So here's the pesto. We're gonna look at that. I mean, that looks great and it tastes awesome. So I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of that in here. We're gonna add some more to the pasta once we get that in there. I've got probably about half a pot of water here. Make sure you season it well with some salt. And I'm going to be using the Barilla Penny Wet Lines. And give it a stir. And put the top back on and wait till that gets to a boil. So you want to make sure that you're cooking it according to the box instructions. You want to make sure that it's al dente. Some more of this chicken broth, which I use the water from the pasta in order to make with the bouillon. Better than bouillon, which is fantastic. And I did strain the pasta already, so the pasta is ready to go. Once this comes up to a boil, let's grab the pasta. Okay, get that into the sauce here. Coat everything in this because we're going to add more of that pesto, that olive pesto mix. This is just so it infuses the pasta with it. Got some of that grated Parmigiano Reggiano. This is freshly grated. I just grated it myself earlier. So get some of that on here. Okay. So I'm going to turn the heat down really low, just until everything gets absorbed here. We don't want to continue cooking the pasta because it'll make it mushy. Right now it's perfectly al dente. So as you can see that it's soaking up most of the juices. As it cools a little bit, it's going to continue to thicken and soak that up. So turn the heat all the way off. Get some more of this pesto on here. And that looks awesome. Nice color. All right, I think we're ready to plate this up. So the chicken's all set. The pasta's in here, it's all set. Cut it up here into pieces. I'm going to go little angle here on the bias. And it's super juicy. The chicken is fantastic. I can see the juices in it. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's get some of this penne pasta in here. And you can see all coated. It's nice and creamy. You got the little pieces of the pesto in there. So we're just going to make this family style. That's how we do it in my house. And now I'm just going to get, so now I'm just going to get the chicken on the top like this. And like this. So that looks really nice. Make it look nice. Come on, Joe. This one here's mine. Oh, really good. So I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to the top for finishing, and some more of this pesto. Just a little bit to the top here. Just line it up so you get some on that chicken. And of course, Parmesan cheese. Let's get some over the top of that chicken, because we went real light on that flavor on the chicken, just a little salt and pepper. So we're adding it right here at the end. All right. And I left some extra olives for decoration, and also goes good with the pasta if you want to get in there and get some of the olives. And of course, basil right there in the middle. You can get the smell of the olives, the pesto, the cheese. Just, if you could be in here, man, I'd like to share it with you, but I'll have my bite first. Oh, fantastic. You know, I love using the penne for this, but the lines, because it just holds on to all that sauce and it gets inside the holes. Oh my God, this is awesome. Hope you enjoyed this simple and easy olive pesto chicken pasta recipe. It's easy to make, delicious. I'm sure you're going to love it if you make it at home. If you do, let me know. Leave some comments down below if you try this recipe. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that bell to get notified when I put up some new recipe videos. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.